this new digital painting style, or at least a method that I haven't done before, or that I've done before while I was painting that dragon character. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be painting in grayscale. And I'm going to change this paper because this paper is too bright on my eyes. Much better. Oh, so much better. So I'm going to be painting literally in grayscale. She seems like she's going to be a lighter skinned character, so I want her values and the values to be lighter. So what happens when we're painting in grayscale is I'm only focusing on the values. I do not care about the colors. I can see what colors I want to put her in, but I can't put the colors in yet, simply because it can be distracting, very distracting. And it's funny because I get so, like, I itch to put in color, but I know that I shouldn't, because it will, it'll just completely distract me from the actual painting at hand. Because it almost doesn't matter what colors you use, it matters what values you use. And values is basically how light and how dark your image or your subject or whatever you're painting or drawing is. And you can achieve value in many different ways. For example, when I'm painting, I can make this character has a light, like her face right now has a light value. But if I put this dark color here, now it's a darker value, and it almost looks like the light here, there's a sun or a light source hitting her on this side, and this side has shadow. Okay. There are just tons of different ways of adding value. You can do it like via cross hatching, just like cell shading, soft shading, painting, whatever. Alrighty. And this, I'm going to name this layer as skin. Alright, so she's got her little neck here, and her little V, little schoolgirl outfit here, and we're just going to color it in, because this is like her mid-tone right now. Yeah. So you might be wondering why I'm actually doing a live stream right now. Number one, I was scared. I was very scared. But number two, I'm doing this thing called Veda, which is vlog every day in insert month that ends with, or starts with A. So in this case, vlog every day or upload something every day that in August. The April one I actually missed. I wanted to do it in April, but I was on my trip with my family, and I didn't really have a way. I didn't know how to get started. I just started having a camera and just going at it. So for me, I want to be able to do either live streams or videos of some sort, and just kind of, get to know you guys, and to, do art stuff with do art stuff with you guys. Okay. Let's see. All right, so I've got her face, her legs. This is super simple. And her face, I want her skin, her skin to be darker, a darker value than her shirt. I think her shirt's going to be white, or a lighter version of white. So I'm going to move it up the grayscale value right here. So let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. So this right here is value. How light, how dark. From left to right is saturation. How intense this color will or can be. If you add that with the value, you have, I think I would call it depth. Like, how deep is that color? But right now, we're just playing with the values. So I want her shirt to be white, or at least a lighter color of the shirt. She's going to have her little hands behind her. Like her little hands behind her. She's super shy. I don't know. I could think of like all sorts of stuff of what her character could be. She's a super shy little schoolgirl. Little one-eyed schoolgirl. How adorable is that? Alright. So this is going to be her shirt. I want her shirt to be like super baggy on her too. Now, I'm using the transparent brush, or transparent watercolor brush. We're going to go ahead and go into dense watercolor because now I've got the outline. I just want to fill it in. So we're going to go to about 100, 120. We're just going to fill it all in. And don't worry, we can blend this when we blend it. Alright, so now we've got a white blob. Oh yeah, white blob. So now I'm going to go ahead and just skip to a darker color, or a darker value, as I should call it. And now I'm going to rename this layer shirt and rename the other layer skirt. Alright, so her shirt layer, I'm going to drag the skirt layer underneath the shirt layer. Why? Because this is going to be on top of the skirt layer. Because whatever I draw with this layer, this shirt layer is going to be drawn on top. And I want the skirt to be seen as if it's underneath the skirt. Or I'm sorry, yeah, the shirt. And then I want to have the skirt layer over the skin layer because it won't affect her face. However, it will affect her legs. I want this skirt layer over the skin. If it was under it, the skin would show on top of the skirt. And that would be really awkward. So we're going to go ahead and do that way. So there's like a kind of intro to layers. Layering is basically a simple way of saying, what do I want drawn over or under? Like what element do I want to be drawn or shown over or under whatever other element? And it was funny, when I actually first started digitally painting, oh my god, layers were like the bane of my existence. Layers and the pen tool, actually. I'm still not too great about the pen tool. But layers was, I didn't know how it worked until I guess I just started going at it. And actually, funnily enough, I'll even go so far as having her skirt layer over her socks, her little knee socks. This part is a little undefined. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with her feet. I might even keep them like super duper simple. I might keep them like almost like Powerpuff Girls simple, but not as simple. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So I'm very excited to, work on this little girl. She's super freaking cute. And she made my little heart. She made my heart melt with her cuteness. Okay. Alrighty. So let's see what else we're gonna do here. So we've got her little socks. I'm gonna have to sketch out her feet. I'm gonna have to see if I can sketch out her feet. Her hair. I want her hair to be dark. Reason being is I want there to be a contrast between her hair and her skin. Okay, so a quick thing on contrast. Contrast is basically the juxtaposition of two unlike or opposite things. I hope I used that word right. So, contrast. We've got, excuse me, we have the contrast of dark and light. Because you're adding contrast, you're adding visual interest. And because of that, that's what makes your artwork, I guess, visually better. So, I'm going to do a contrast of dark and light between her skin tone and her hair color, or her hair in general. So I'm going to go up to the other layer. So I'm on the skirt layer. I'm going to go right above because I want it to be above her skin. I'm going to name this hair. I want her hair to be rather dark. I want her hair to actually be darker than her skirt, darker than her shirt, or her socks. I want it to be super dark. And I'm gonna take her skin, I'm gonna lower the opacity down. Opacity is basically, is it see-through? Oh, it's not. Is it see-through? Oh wait, I can't see it at all. Oh wait, I can see a little bit through. Oh, I can't see the sketch underneath. Opacity is basically how and not necessarily intense, but how see-through something may or may not be. That's one way to say it. And excuse me if I'm kind of giving you excuse me if I'm giving you like terms that you may or may already know, but this might be for the beginner artist, this might be for the beginner digital artist. So I want to kind of help you understand what I'm doing in a way that, you know, it's kind of like, you know, baby's first digital art. I kind of wish that somebody was there to teach me this when I did it. When I started digital art, I kind of learned a little bit on my own with a little bit of YouTube videos and, you know, all sorts of cool stuff like that. I kind of want her hair to be messy like the sketch. So I'm going to give her like, yeah, oh yeah, so cute. Oh, it's adorable. I am dying right now. She's so cute. Oh my god, Kiki-UMA, thank you so much for this adorable sketch. I might actually do more of these, so keep your eyes peeled, please. By the way, message to Kiki. You're from Japan? That is awesome. I adore Japanese culture, language, and style, so hopefully we get to chat about that. I actually, I guess a general message to everyone. I adore Japanese culture, language, and everything, so I taught myself how to read, write, and speak Japanese. So I am a little bit Nihon crazy. I have a Japanese coworker, and I love spouting out just like fun things to him, or just bothering him. But like, how do you say this in Japanese? And he actually does not care for, you know, he doesn't necessarily care for the culture in a sense, or I don't know how to explain it, but anyway, yeah, it's very fun. I also have a lot of nerdy coworkers as well. They love anime and mangas and conventions and stuff like that, so it's a fun time. Yeah, I want her hair to be like long, straight, but also like, oh yeah, super duper cute. And actually, what I might end up doing, because I want to keep this kind of simple, I'm going to take the eraser tool and I'm going to make sure it's a hard eraser, and I'm just going to completely erase this part here. I'm going to do that. Why? I'll show you in a second. Okay, so that's the hair. This is the hair front. So I'm going to name this hair front. I'm going to create another layer, and I'm going to drag it underneath the skin. I'm going to name it hair behind. See what I did there? So if I paint on hair front, the layer called hair front, over the skin layer, it's going to pretty much it's going to affect it. Because it's going to affect it, I'm going to go ahead and just make a hair behind layer, so the hair that I paint behind the face and behind the neck doesn't bother it, and everything else that's before it. And there we go. So we're super duper lazy. We're just really lazy right now. It doesn't even matter what we're doing. But as you can see here, we already have our values laid out before us. You can already see that her skin tone is a fair skin tone. You can see that the color of her shirt is going to be white or very light color. You can see that her skirt is in her socks are going to be lighter. Then we're going to tie it all together, and however I decide to put her shoes, I don't know how I'm going to do her shoes, but her shoes are also going to be dark. So now I'm going to put a value in between this extreme dark and this extreme light and this middle. I'm going to make this slightly darker. And this is going to be her little, like, that little tie for her shirt. So I'm just going to call it tie / collar or whatever. Alrighty. So dense watercolor brush. Take off the skirt, take off the shirt layer, and actually take off the hair behind layer because I want to see this whole thing. And we're going to take this and we're going to just kind of sketch it / outline it because I want this to be above her neck. Above her neck, on her shoulders, same thing here, and we're going to follow through with it. Bam. Then we're going to add some interesting lines here. I want this to curve ever so slightly, but I want it to curve. I want her to have something like that. I want to follow the sketch, follow the energy of the sketch as well. And that I might be able to add it into it. I want to keep this kind of faithful to the sketch while kind of adding my own spin to it. All right. So that is the basics of digital painting, how to set yourself up in digital painting, how I pretty much set up my layers, set up everything like that, because when you set up your layers and you set up all of your layers and your file and your workspace, it can help like your throughput in creating artwork a heck of a lot better. You're able to kind of see or at least it just like it smoothens your workflow. Basically it smoothens your workflow. So now you can see how this is super dark, how this is really light. She almost looks like Marceline from Adventure Time. She almost looks like Marceline. Oh my god. All right. She's so cute though. All right, so I'm gonna fill this in. Yeah, so that's the beginning, right? All right, cool. So we got it all nice and blocked in. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with her shoes. I'm gonna have to figure that out off camera because there's gonna be a lot of thinking behind it. Ashanti, hi. How are you doing, girl? Okay, so I've got all of this done and she looks super cute. We could start doing a small amount of detailing, which I really want to do, but I'm not going to do it. It hurts to say, but I shouldn't do the details yet. We just want to get the basics done. Just the basics. Okay, so we're just going to do the basics. Let's start off with the skin. Before I even start painting, I need to figure out where the heck is her light source coming from. Let's take a look. We're going to take all of this off. She's kind of looking off to the side. And she's like super cute. And she's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll look off to the side. So maybe I can have the sun pointing towards her left side or my right side as the artist. So I'm going to hit up a new layer. And we're just going to name it sun or light source or whatever. And I want the sun. I'm going to just scribble this really crude circle and light. She's illuminated. Oh. All right, so this is where the sun is going to be located. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make it opacity. So this is like basically my idea of where I want the light source and the light to hit her. So now I want to actually go and just tackle skin really quick. The light source is at the upper right corner. So I'm going to shade her as such. So as you can see here, I'm not worried about color still. I'm still not worried about color. All I care about is the values and making her darker or lighter as needed. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to scroll down or slide down to a darker value, and this will be like my quote unquote extreme dark. Ooh, you got to tell me about your realism homework. All right, so got extreme darks, right? Now I'm just gonna completely, oh wait, nope, we're gonna change it. So we're gonna change this. I would like transparent watercolor or opaque watercolor just to get the color or the value on there. I'm gonna hit up this thingy right here. It's called Lock Transparent Pixel. So here's an idea of what it does. I'm on the skin layer. I draw. Oh my god, how do I not draw on? How do I draw on what I wanted, what I already drew, but not on what I didn't draw? What? How do I lock it? All right, so we locked it. And oh my god, I can completely change her color or whatever. I don't have to worry about drawing outside the lines. Now, only if I had this when I was coloring when I was a kid. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and I am on opaque watercolor. So all I care about right now is just getting that down. All right, so I want to emphasize this person's angles. I want to emphasize the angles of this character. Oh, no. I want her to have like that little, yeah, there we go. Oh, so, oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Lights and darks. That is annoying. Especially, remember the drawing or the color and concept homework when they were like, oh, color isn't real? I was like, what the hell do you mean color isn't real? Color is real. It's everywhere. Ashanti, actually what I'm doing right now is I'm working on, this is like someone else's sketch and we're doing a collaboration. I wanted to paint on top of someone's sketch and just kind of see what I could come up with. So they gave me like a whole bunch of sketches and I just kind of pick and chose what I wanted to draw on. So I saw this little one-eyed like Cyclops. Wait, Cyclopses are only one eye. They only have one eyes. But she's so cute. She's like a little animal waifu. So that's what I'm painting on right now. So, oh, okay. So, general message to everyone. What I love about this brush, it's just the basic brush that's already in Manga Studio. It's opaque watercolor and transparent is also really good at it. So, the darker you press, the more opaque or solid the color is. But the lighter you press, the more it blends. So, let's take this. We're going to go, bam, dark color, lightly blend it, and it completely just lightly blends it. So I don't have to worry about, you know, if I'm not doing it right or not. It just completely does it based off the pressure sensitivity. And it's also really nice to do that when I'm working with values. I don't know how I'm going to do her little ear. I think I'm going to do that little thing, that little 6 ear, but I'm going to make it kind of follow the contour of her ear. Yeah, something like that. Or actually, let's just make it super simple. A little bump. I'm trying to not go super overboard on this. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'm glad you were able to drop by this live stream. I thought I was going to be talking alone forever. Alrighty. But wait, so here's something that's a little weird. Her ear is painted in, but something's not right. Why is there darkness where the light is hitting her ear? So now we're going to fix this. All I'm doing is I'm just lightly, and I'm just kind of blocking in. This is all, like all the detail-y stuff hasn't even begun yet. So now I'm going to just completely click and choose a color that's lighter, and I'm just going to fix that super quick. And this is just being mindful of your light source, being mindful where the light hits and how the light wraps around it. And I'm not 100% like great at doing, working with light sources and stuff. 9 times out of 10, I just kind of cheat, and I just look at other like things around life, and how light affects things, and how light affects people and places and things, and then I just work on it like that. Okay, so I don't know if I want to put, nope, I'm just gonna keep it like that. All right, so let's put her hair front. Now we can see her hair. Now we have an idea of where we're going to shade this hair, because this hair is completely kind of covering part of her face. So we got the skin here. It's still in its locked layer. I'm going to choose that dark shadowy place, and I'm just going to completely kind of follow it, except not as much. One thing about shadows, when something is laying directly on top of a shadow, or another, when something's laying directly on top of another object, the shadow would be closer, like this. But her hair right here is kind of like a bang. So I'm going to put it a little farther. Right here is closer to her scalp and her skull. So I'm going to make that shadow closer to her actual skin. But as this bangs and this little fringe starts to come off her face, I'm gonna have this go off of her face and have the shadow that way. And we're gonna fix this shadow, and we're gonna fix it as time goes. But the good thing right now is we've got it laid down, and we have it already shown, and we just have our building blocks. When doing big projects or projects in general, I don't even care about doing like super huge things. I won't worry about details as much, even though I really want to. I don't want to worry about detail just yet. I just want to get the basic building blocks done and out the way. All right. Actually, no detailing just yet. Alrighty. So her skirt is also going to cast a shadow on her legs, and her skin shouldn't be as intense bright as her face, because the sun or the light source isn't hitting her legs as brightly as it should do so to her face. Okay. There we are. So now if you take a look at the values here, the values of her leg isn't as bright as the value of her face. Excuse me. Alright, so now we've got the basic idea of how this is going to work. We're going to fine tune this when we get a chance. Alright, you know what? Alright, I feel like being a little bit detail-y. Let's work on her shirt. We're going to move this opacity down just a little bit, or better yet, we're going to move the opacity down because I want to lay down the basics of how her folds are going to lay. Now, I have an idea of how folds and shirts work. I actually would like to do some shirt studies and some fabric studies to kind of make more realistic folds and good stuff like that. But when I see her shirt and when I see what the artist has done with their sketch of this cute little thingy, I think that her shirt is super baggy. Like if you can take a look at the sketches, like the sketchy lines of this person, I think her shirt is supposed to be super baggy and adorable. So I'm just gonna follow the contour of her body and even how this shirt is. You can barely see it, barely see it. But when I lay this in and kind of follow the lines, I'll be able to make better informed decisions on how I want this to be. So yeah, it's just super baggy. And I'm gonna actually fix that when I get a chance. And lay a little bit of shadow on here too. Just a little bit of shadow, because this is gonna rest on top. Now I'm gonna move that opacity back up. Oh wait, now you can see the layout of her shirt. It's a little actually kind of extreme, a little extreme darkness, but we're gonna play around with it. So I'm gonna take the tie and collar, I'm gonna put that on top because I'm gonna need to use this to make informed decisions on how her shirt's gonna work. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna keep using dark values compared to the light values. And actually, I want her shirt to kind of pillow over and almost look kind of half tucked in. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take the eraser and I'm going to erase like half of this. And actually, I saw an artist do this with a character. They wanted to show that the shirt was half tucked in, but it just didn't look right. So I'm going to see if I can do it. Wow, I sound like a prick when I say this, but I'm going to see if I can do it better. And then maybe I can forward this to the artist and kind of show them how I was able to do it. So it almost looks as if it's tucked in. And we're going to just do it that way. I kind of want it to pillow over, and we're just going to paint right over it. And this is a white shirt, so I'm not going to add super, like a lot of detail or a lot of values. But yeah, when it comes to like white shirts and light shirts, white and light shirts, they are not just purely white. They also still have values and contrast to them. That's why if you look at like acrylic paints, if you ever go to an art store and look at the acrylic paint section, you will see that there is not just one white color. It is like off-white, antique white, lampshade white, all different types of whites. And then they might have cooler whites or warmer whites, you name it. It's interesting. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to save this bad boy. Let me save this thing. Wow, don't be me. And please, for the love of gosh, save your stuff. Cyclops girl. We're gonna name her that. Because, if my computer decides to blue screen on me, well, that sucks to suck. Oh, wow. Can't believe I forgot to do that. But yeah. I'm going to make sure I save every like 10 minutes or so. Alright, so now I'm going to pick and choose the colors. Now, you see how it's starting to almost come together. Just a little bit. Another way of working, the one reason why I love working in Greyscale now is because it almost feels like I'm sculpting. I'm like digitally sculpting. And it's a visual thing as well as an imaginative thing when you learn how to sculpt in 2D as if you're doing it in 3D. It feels amazing. It's like a weird feeling, but it feels amazing. So let's see how I want to do this. Her shirt is, we can kind of break this up into pieces. I'm gonna actually end up looking for a reference on Baggy Shirts because this is not gonna work well. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Ashanti. Thanks for sharing my stream. All right, let's see. Baggy shirt. This is going to be a little bit of an idea on how do you use references correctly. You know what? Baggy hoodie. How about baggy hoodie tucked in? So right now I'm just looking on Google on baggy hoodies that are tucked in, because I just want to see. Oh, this works. It's a t-shirt, so I have to be very careful with how I want it to work. But I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna do a quick crash course on how to reference stuff. Okay, we got this thing. I just pasted it in. Uh-oh, let's go back. Nope. Oh, no, 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 no. There we go. All right, look at this. So this is a picture of some girl. She has a t-shirt half tucked in. Oh yeah, this is completely different. All right, let's do this way. Yeah, actually, she almost looks kind of fat. The little girl, I mean. Which isn't bad, but all right. So we're going to take this. We're going to use this as a reference on creating this. I'm actually going to take this. I'm going to go into layer. Should be transform. Probably transform and flip horizontal. There we go. I want to use this as a reference to reference her shirt. So we're gonna go ahead and steal it. This is how you steal effectively, folks. You don't steal things just willy-nilly, but you use the element of the image that you're working with to create your image. So one thing we have to take into account is that this girl, what she's wearing right here, she's wearing a t-shirt. What I see her wearing, she's wearing kind of like a sweater. So I have to take into account that the fabric that she's wearing is thicker. So now we're going to do hard on the brush size. I'm going to go back into the shirt layer. I'm going to completely ixnay this half of her shirt, and we're just going to go whoop. It's kind of like a shark bite on there. And I don't want it to pillow forward. All right. Now we're back on the brush. We're going to fill this all back in. And we're just going to go ahead and make it look as if it's just completely not tucked in. Do you see how this shirt, I'm on the right layer. All right, let's scroll this down. So you see how this shirt is tucked in here, but then just kind of right down there, just pillows out. That's what I want to emulate in this shirt, in her little shirt right here. So we're going to go ahead and just completely emulate that. We're also going to take a little bit of her super baggy shirt and we're going to add to it. Remember, I have to take into the account that I can't add kind of as many wrinkles as I want to add, because this is when I think of this sweater, I think of like almost like a cable knit, thick, like fall sweater. Like she's going to school, but she's like a fall sweater. We can take some of this, we can add a little bit to it, we can subtract a little bit to it. When we're using references, do not be married to your image. You can use as many as you want. Use as many, and I encourage you to use many, many references, because that is the best way to take images and not have to be stifled in your creativity. All right. Now I have to make sense of all of these crazy marks. So I'm going to switch over to this lighter color, and I'm going to try and sculpt these like wrinkles out and try and make something out of all of these wrinkles. Remember, you got to make sure that you have an idea of the fabric that you're working with, or whatever you're, you know, sculpting or drawing. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so we have an idea of what we're working on. I think the top of her shirt doesn't have to be as baggy. We already know her top of her shirt's super baggy. Okay. I should probably put on some music. Unfortunately, I can't put on music on the stream, but I can put the music in my phone because YouTube will flag me for inappropriate or copyrighted content, so I'd rather not. Let's see what we got on the musics. I'll probably end up streaming for maybe like another 40 or so minutes. I don't know. I have to get up early tomorrow, so I'm gonna sign off in a little bit, but we're gonna continue working on as much as we can. Okay, got my musics. Alright, so now for some reason I can't get this to work, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just leave this as a blob. I'm gonna leave it as a blob. Another thing I like to do is I love jumping around. I do not like staying on one singular thing because it gets annoying. It gets very annoying. So taking into account that we have this thing tucked over and pillowing over the skirt, I'm gonna go ahead and erase part of the skirt and kind of have the weight of this shirt untucked on this skirt. Now we're going to go ahead and work on the darks. I don't need this reference anymore. And actually, I might take another reference of a pleated skirt. Even though I know about pleated skirts, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's go and look for pleated skirt. I spelled pleated skirt wrong. That's funny. That's okay. Thank you, Google. Oh, that's cute. Perfect. Perfect. Just what I wanted. All right. We're going to go ahead and copy this. Go back in our program. Copy paste it. Right, bam. Right in here. Uh-oh. Did it paste? Yes, it did. All right. Drag this bad boy down. You see the skirt? We're going to go ahead and use part of that skirt to paint our skirt. Okay. So, when using references, I like to pick and choose, and I like to piece together parts of the reference or the references that I'm using. So I'm not taking one idea from one person. I'm only taking elements of that idea or whatever I like from an image, and I'm going to use it to my advantage. And that is how you reference, folks. Alright, so I also like this part of her thing. I wanted to add that underneath there too, just to kind of show that's like the bit of that. And you can actually almost see how her sweater is kind of billowing over her skirt. Sorry if I'm like humming. I like to hum a lot and listening to music. Okay. There we go. And because I'm using these references and I'm using this picture, it creates a little bit more believability in my picture. And there we go. And it's going to look awesome. We're going to also keep in mind that sun that's hitting here, it also matches this reference. So the sun is also hitting here. So we can use this, the shadows and everything, as also as reference, but while keeping in mind what we have here. What's next on my song list? Oh, I have it on shuffle. Ooh, I have it on shuffle. Let's see. Sorry, I'm like going through my music. I should have like a playlist already. Ooh, I know what song I want to listen to. Alright. Yeah, Ocean Floor Kisses. Oh my gosh, you're totally right. You're right, Ashanti. I remember I remember that. It was insane. Now Google just reads your mind. It's like, oh, were you thinking of X, Y, and Z? I'm like, actually, yes, I was. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can... You know what? Another thing about references, you can omit what the heck you want, because you know what? I'm not even going to do this part. I'm just going to say screw it, and I'm just going to completely have her skirt way down. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice. Alright, so we're going to pay attention to the shadows here. Alrighty. Now we're just gonna go ahead and do this here. We're gonna make this super simple too. We don't want to make this like difficult. I actually have another piece that I did a pleated skirt for. Oh, saving. 10 minutes passed. Control S. Yes. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. All right, I'm getting sick of this. All right, we're gonna jump to another thing. So now we're on the skirt. We're gonna jump to the socks because I don't know. I get really tired easily on doing one thing for too long. Don't ask why. I think I'm gonna put her legs there. Oops. Oopsie. Okay. We're just going to use the same values from her skirt for her knee socks too, because I want her knee socks to be kind of dark. There we go. I'm going to figure out what in gosh's name I'm going to do for her feet, but I think she's going to be really shy, so I want her legs to kind of point into each other, but naturally in a sense. Oh my gosh. So her legs are like a cylinder, so we're gonna go ahead and just kind of shade it as such. Her legs are like this. We're gonna shade it as if the light is hitting or the shadow is hitting around it, and you'll see what I mean when I'm working with her in the future. But right now we're just blocking it in. We just want to have like a good idea on how it works. There we go, that looks nice. Doesn't she look precious? Okay. Let's go into that tie and the collar. We're going to keep the same value because it should be darker. Oh no, it's the same value. Okay. We're going to go here. Going to shade this back part just to kind of show that this is behind her neck. And this is behind her neck, so we're going to shade this little back part. We're going to keep this value here to show that this is wrapping around. This is why value is extremely important, because it kind of shows what's in front, what's behind. I'm going to have like a little knot here. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I haven't flipped the canvas. Oh, let's see. I should have flipped the canvas a long time ago. Wow, okay, let's see. What can we see that's wrong? This part. That part, kinda. I might actually flare that out a bit. And I think her legs. Okay. We're gonna go back. Now that I've flipped the canvas, I get the chance to see this in a new way. And I'm gonna take this here. I'm just gonna let it flare out a little bit. Make sure that visual weight is good. careful with that light source. It shouldn't be too bright, but just bright enough. Ooh, one of my favorite songs is on, yay. Yeah, when I paint, I like to jump around. I never like to be in one spot at once. I guess that's like an idea of like my personality. I don't like to be in one spot for too long. I just like to jump around, and whatever interests me at the moment, I'll just take advantage of it. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I don't want it to pillow out in just one, and I'm not gonna exaggerate her untucked shirt. I'm gonna probably just have it billow out just a bit. So I'm gonna erase all of this. Bam. And actually, I think I know what I might be able to do. It's so hard to like not try and sing because this is my favorite song, one of my favorite songs playing, and I'm trying so hard, but I don't want to sing in your ear. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna mouth the lyrics. So if you hear me being silent, that's why. Alrighty. There we go. Gotta be careful of that light source. Oh wait, yep, gotta be careful of that light source. Yep. Move that there. And we're gonna move up to shirt. I don't want to add too much emphasis to her chest either. You kind of see her as like a little girl. So just like a chest, but not actual breasts. There we go. Okay. And we're just going to play with the extreme lights of the shirt. And we're just going to block it in. That's all we're doing. We're creating shapes. Creating visual interest. I'm just blocking in the shapes here. And it's going to be like that aha moment. Not right now, but soon enough you'll notice in your art when you work on it long enough, you'll actually get that aha moment and you'll be like, holy crap, my artwork just like exploded in awesomeness. Okay, yes, there we go. Oh, saving 10 minutes. There we go. Oh my god, a troll hunter's character sounds like super freaking cool. That sounds like an awesome idea. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and change this, make it nice and yeah. I think I found my rhythm. Nice. Make sure that the light is pointing this way, so shadows are gonna be cast opposite. Okay. I'm gonna fix her because I feel like her legs. Let me check out that sketch. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna detail. I'm gonna detail her eye. I have to do it. Turn her skin down, and I'm gonna put her little eyelashes. So we're gonna go right on top of that top layer, make a new layer, name it lashes. We're gonna make it dark. Her face is what made me fall in gosh darn love with her, so I'm gonna make her face, her whole eye. And actually, I'm gonna go even cuter. Curves equals cute. Yeah, I don't know how you can even go cuter than this, but this is literally, and then that's her eye. She's like a cute little anime character. And then she also should have an eyelid here. So I'm gonna do that on her skin layer. But before that, let's make her lashes. All right. And actually, you know what? Let's move her eye to the right, to my right, to point her this way. And actually, we're gonna flip it. See how that works. Yep, I like it. Yes, we're doing good. All right, and we're gonna make her eyelashes flit upwards. And I like to do a couple lashes just to point upwards, because of course curves equals cute. Yes, she's so adorable. Just get her cute little eyelashes. And I might put a little bit onto over here too. When you're doing eyes, if you're doing like curved lashes, it also adds to the curviness and the three-dimensionality of the eye. Yay, pro tip. And then I'm gonna probably add just like a couple little tiny itty bitty eyelashes on the bottom. Tiny eyelash, itty bitty lashes. Just two. Yeah, just a little bit. Alright, now we're going to work on her actual eye. So now we're going to make a layer underneath lashes. You can name it iris or whatever. And we're going to do one underneath again. So we call it sclera. S-C-L-E-R-A. Sclera is the white of the eye. Pro tip. Alright, so I'm going to make this a little off-white, but a little bit lighter than her actual eye. And we're just going to make it rounded, because again, her eye is rounded. Eyes are always rounded. And right now we're on the sclera layer, so we're just going to color that in. And this is going to add to the absolutely adorableness of her. So we got that. And I'm not going to color it all in because I don't need to. And I'm going to go move back up to the iris layer. Down the sclera. Okay. For the brush feel of Manga Studio, I think it feels better than paint tool size brushes, because it, like, my favorite brushes, I haven't tried like all of them, but my favorite brushes is the opaque, transparent, and dense watercolors, because like the dense watercolor is just like a thick layer. It's like a kind of opaque. Transparent is like what this looks like. It's like It can be light, it can get dark, it can get light again. It's almost like a dry brush, except a round dry brush. And then opaque watercolor is like the same thing, except you can mix a lot easier. If you just like lighten the opacity, like lighten your touch, you can end up mixing color. Let's say like you had water, like this red, it just like mixes. So it's really cool. So I like it. I think they don't feel like actual brushes because I don't know. I feel like with digital art, like you can't beat the feeling of an actual brush in your hand, like the drag of the bristles, the amount of paint you could put on. I don't think there anything can really make that like a feeling, obviously, but there are ways around it, and there are ways to make it as close as possible. There's also texture brushes that I haven't gotten a chance to like really go through and go around. So, you know what? Let me see how her skin layer looks. Oh, excuse me. Okay. All right. Oh, look at her little porcelain skin. How cute. I have fallen in love with this little girl. She's adorable. Adorable. Let's see what kind of music I can listen to. Ooh. Haven't heard this song in a minute. I'm gonna add her eyelid just to add a little bit of like that extra detail in her. A little crease in her eyelid. And I think I'm ready to start the extreme highlights of her skin. Yeah. I just want her face to look really smooth. So we're just gonna like blend it. She's already got a really like, yeah, that looks nice. Just a little bit. Then also because her neck is kind of like a cylinder. Just be careful with that. Manga Studio actually can save your workspace. I liked it like Paint Tool Sai, except I like all of my stuff on the right side. So yeah, you can save your workspace. You can literally like customize anything. You can have like your windows. You can choose whichever windows you want, and it'll just automatically like auto save it. But it does take a little fiddling around, but it's really good stuff. I'm gonna make her shadow of her face. Actually, let me see. What was her original facial structure? I kind of matched it, yeah. I just want to keep that like, whoops. Just want to keep that like triangle down there. And we're just gonna do that. I'm gonna save again. There we go. So we got a nice sharp shadow, and we're going to also take in the consideration of the roundness of her body and how round her skin is. Do the same thing for the shadows up here. me see. What's this layer right there? I don't like... I'm gonna like downplay those creases because I don't like it too much. I just want the roundness of her eye. Yeah. Oh man. Let's see. I'm gonna deep shadow here. Then we're gonna lighten it. So we're gonna do our extreme shadow. Then we're gonna lighten her up. I just don't want to keep lightening her up. Alright, so now we're in a bigger one. We're just gonna lightly touch over it. Okay. So it's just like going back and forth and trying to paint and find the right values. But the good thing is I'm not worried about color right now, because it just helps me focus on how dark things should be, how light things should be. And I'm not, and I love color too much to just kind of, you know, but I'm itching to put color onto this girl. And actually, you know what? I'm not even going to go super detailed on how her shading is going to be. I'm going to make this super painterly because I forgot how big the canvas is. So I don't have to be super, like, precise and pristine. I forgot about that. That's why I made her super big. Yeah. Make it nice and sketchy. Nice. It's okay if you can see a little bit of the brush stroke, because I mean that just gives it character. Nice. All right, let's see. I don't know if I feel like tackling her hair. I might tackle her hair in a future episode, probably tomorrow if I can. I don't think I can do a video tomorrow. I might, yeah. So for Veda, which is vlog every day in August, I'm trying to upload a new video every day. I don't think I'll actually be able to do that tomorrow because I have a driving test in the morning, and then I have to do some errands, and then I have to go ahead and close at my store. So I'll probably upload a video that I was meaning to upload a little later. Oh, actually no, wait, tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, tomorrow's Thursday. I have a video covering the topic of charging your worth with commissions. So yeah, that'll actually be coming up. So yay, new video, woohoo, yay! Friday, I actually don't think I'll be able to do a video, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to do a video or to live stream or something, or upload something. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I think I'm gonna call it a night, actually. This is what we've got so far. Let me take off the skirt thingy that I got here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night. This is what I got so far. And we're gonna move this up. This is the original sketch. And we've got her so far. So yeah, this is gonna be extremely fun. I hope Kiki likes this. Kiki-UMA, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I'm going to link it to you as soon as I'm done. But yeah, this is what we got so far. And yeah, this is going to be really fun. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in. Ashanti, thank you so much for watching, and have a great night. And thank you. I need help on that road test. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know if I'm going to just like upload the stream as is, or if I'm going to add music, or if I'm going to edit it. I don't know. We'll see. Probably just going to leave it as is. And I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions or anything about digital painting, if you have any, if you want to share with me your biggest struggle when it comes to doing artwork, in the comments below, please let me know, because I would definitely love to help you out on that. And yeah, I hope you guys, it's nighttime here, but I hope you guys have a pretty kitty kind of day. And I am signing off. I will check you guys later.